Hey, it's Robin, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you about asking for help. Because you've probably seen that I have injured my leg, and so I'm in a cast, and there's a lot of things I can't do right now. And so I have been forced to ask for help more in the past few days than I probably have in the last few years. And it's been tough for me. And so I'm doing some research and I kind of trying to reframe how I think about asking for help. Because I think one of my biggest hesitations in asking for help, it's like fear of overstepping or, burning bridges or ruining a friendship, right? If you're asking for too much. And I guess it's because I've had an experience where I've been asked to do more than really worked for our family. And I had to learn a lesson through it. And I had to come to the conclusion that the person asking wasn't the problem. I was the problem because I wasn't setting proper boundaries. Like just because somebody asks you to do something doesn't mean you have to say yes. It has to make sense for you too. So through that whole process, I learned to set boundaries, and that's been really beneficial for me. So, when I think about it that way, that I can learn something from even being asked too often, then, I think it is really important to ask for help. And here's why. So first of all, if you need help, and it can be for anything, it doesn't have to be something physical like this. It could be like you need to bounce ideas off somebody, or you just need to get your ideas out there and get a second opinion because you're not sure if what you're thinking is crazy. And sometimes just a different perspective really helps. And I learned that really clearly through the decluttering process I've been doing, which is not going to end. I'm going to figure out a way to keep going with that. This might just take me a little longer, but I had help for that, and that made such a difference. Hi, Amy. When my friend Jana came over and helped me with that, and just had a different perspective on whether I should keep something or give it away. She never made the decision for me, but she would give input, and sometimes just having somebody look at it a different way makes a big difference. So just help from there is super is super valuable, right? But you want to think of it as a gift to other people as well, because we all have different strengths and different things we're good at. And lots of times people really love to share their strengths. I know I do. So if you're not asking for help with something, then you're not allowing that person to use their strengths. And when I think about Jana, who helped me with decluttering, she would leave saying, I would say, thank you so much. And she would say, no, thank you. I'm really enjoying this. Thank you for letting me help you. And I think she truly means it. So, it's a gift to somebody to allow them to help you and to use their strengths. And, I have to think of it that way because otherwise I'm not going to make it through the next 6 weeks. So, and I think women especially, and I know that's true for me for sure, that I want to come across as competent. I want to come across as having it all together. And in my own little nuclear family here, I've been the one that does most of the stuff. I don't ask for help. I just do it and it gets done. And it's, sometimes frustrating, but that's the way that I've chosen to do it. And now, there's a shift because my kids have done an amazing job. They're doing dishes, they're emptying the dishwasher, they're just tidying up in general. They're doing laundry, they're doing so many things. They're so capable. And so I truly believe things happen for a reason. And I think one of the things is that our household is ready for this shift, for the kids to be taking more responsibility on. And I think it's going to be a good long-term shift. Of course, I'm not going to expect them to do everything, but they made themselves breakfast and lunch today. They can do a lot. And so I think it's good to have this shift. I know, Amy, right? It's good. And the other thing that I think that I need to learn from it is just learning that it's okay for me not to have it all together and to need help and to ask for help, and that I have to be okay with, the other person has to make the decision as to whether or not they are going to help me and whether or not it makes sense for them. And I have to be okay with them doing it. Well, I'm working on my attitude, Amy. Believe me. I have moments where I'm good and moments where I'm like, I can't believe this happened. Actually, I have to say I'm surprised by how much I'm taking it in stride and how much I'm okay with it. It's sort of weird. Because, there's nothing I can do. I don't have a tendon there, and I don't want that to be the way it is long term. So I need this to heal up. So I think it's really, I think we're helping each other out by asking for help. And maybe if we think of it a different way, and I'm married to a pilot too, so it's not like I'm used to relying on my husband a ton. I think there's a different dynamic there. And when I talk to other pilot wives, it's the same kind of thing. Like, you get used to doing stuff yourself because your husband has no set schedule. He's not home for any guaranteed amount of time, and so you have to be really independent. It's not like your husband is going to be home every night at 5, and so he's going to have certain duties. Like, he might be gone for 5 days and then home for 2. He might be gone for 1 day and home for 5. There's just no set schedule. So it's, I think that has actually led me to ask for help less, because I just feel like I have to do it all. And I know it really got me into trouble when my kids were babies and I didn't ask for help, and I really struggled, and I wish I would have been smarter then and asked for help. I think it would make a difference. And now the bonus is now I can advise people that are in that situation to ask for help, because I did the opposite, and it didn't work out very well for me. So I like this. I think it takes courage to ask for help. Especially with the way that kind of we want to be perceived, or we think it's important to be perceived as really strong women. And asking for help doesn't mean you're not strong. Maybe it means that you are strong, because it does take courage to ask for help. And it gives others an opportunity to make a difference. And I don't want to take that away from somebody, that they can help change my life. I think that's really, I think that would actually be selfish not to have somebody do that. So I think we need to switch our thinking and think that our lives are richer, not poorer, when we share our gifts with others. And so why wouldn't we want to ask other people to share their gifts with us? And so, I think a lot of us feel like if we're asking for help, we're putting someone out. And I think we should shift our thinking on that as well, and think you're not putting them out, you're pulling them up, because you're allowing them to use their gifts and change someone's life. My life, if someone helps me, it impacts my life, and that is going to help that person rise up because they're helping me. So let's think about it that way. I hope this is helpful and makes sense, and I'm doing pretty good. My foot is a lot less sore today, but I think I'm going to go for the surgery. So we'll see how that goes. So have a great day.